Okay, here's a simple phone review for you guys, the OPPO A79 5G. It's a mid-range smartphone and priced at 1,199 ringgit. This is going to be a speed run since it's a rather simple and straightforward phone, so let's start off with the design. It's using a rather funky design here. Our unit has the dazzling purple color and OPPO says that this is the glowing feather design. It kind of reminds me of a shiny peacock feather, or in a more crude way, it kind of looks like crumpled piece of aluminum foil that is flattened afterwards. Yeah. Personally, I think this is an interesting design. It's just that the camera bump though, that is not aesthetically pleasing. It's humongous and most of the space here is totally wasted. Technically, in this big camera bump, only one camera is actually usable since the other one is a depth sensor, which shouldn't exist in the year 2023, especially at this price point. Does it actually take good pictures though? I think it's kind of rough. There is no OIS. The white balance, the clarity, dynamic range, the colors, they are just not that good. I just think overall the camera is just very rough, not good. So have a look at all of the pictures taken with this phone here. But the performance though, it is actually quite good. This phone is powered by the Dimensity 6020 chipset, and hey, we can run Genshin Impact at the lowest graphical settings at around 30-ish FPS for most of the time. And yeah, the overall gaming experience is gonna be playable even at the new regions. And with a low-powered chipset like this, usually comes with a good battery life too. So is that the case for the OPPO A79? Yes, actually. The 5000 mAh battery can last for about 13 hours in our standardized battery life tests, and I would have to say that is kind of above average. The charging speed though, this phone does support the proprietary OPPO 33W Super VOOC charging standard, and it takes around 75 minutes to charge fully. But if you're traveling and you forgot to bring their own proprietary charger and cable with you, then plugging in this phone to any random USB PD PPS charger, it will take around 110 minutes. As for the screen of this phone, I think it is quite okay. It is using a 6.72-inch IPS LCD screen, 90Hz refresh rate, and a resolution of 2400 by 1080. And our colorimeter reports 99.49% sRGB and 96.08% of thisi P3 color gamut coverage, with a very low delta E number too. The maximum brightness is around 617 nits at its absolute maximum, which I would have to say for an IPS LCD screen, yeah, it's actually very good. And I'm sure many people will complain that this is an IPS LCD screen and only at 90Hz refresh rate. And yeah, I do understand those complaints. Honestly speaking, for me personally, if the company wants to cut costs, I'm okay with 60Hz, but do give me an OLED screen. How about the software then? Well, this phone comes with Android 13 with ColorOS 13.1 on top. And while it looks like the same ColorOS like any other OPPO smartphones, there are quite a lot of changes here. Firstly, there is no sidebar. Secondly, there is no shelf feature as well. Yeah, that one feature that I really like from OPPO phones is just not there. And then finally, there are also a lot of bloatwares. As in lots of preloaded apps that are nested in folders, and we still have the very not useful hot games and hot apps. But at least now we can disable the app bucket. And finally, some other things to mention about this phone. Obviously, it is using a USB 2.0 port at the bottom, and surprisingly, there is an audio jack as well. There is a combo slot here, and you can put in a micro SD card if you want to. And so that's it. That's all you need to know about the OPPO A79 5G. For the price of 1,199 ringgit, I still do think that this is a bit pricey for what it has to offer, and the camera is just rough. And if you're okay with MIUI, then maybe consider getting the Redmi Note 12 Pro 5G, I think. Redmi's naming scheme is just way too confusing and it's impossible to keep track. If I did do a review for that phone, then I'll just leave it somewhere at the top right corner there or at the end screen here. So remember to subscribe before you go there, or leave your whatever questions that you want to leave down in the comment section below. And we'll see you guys in the next video.